everyone, welcome back again. Of course, I hope you are in for a new DIY inspiration also. And of course, like I always tell you, I hope you have an inspiring day already so far. What we're going to use for this DIY, we are going to use the tumbling tile blocks and of course the smaller blocks. But you can make this later also with some thicker pieces of cardboard. So you don't have to use the blocks if you want to use something else. So I'm having here my container with everything inside, but the most important what I use is the wood glue. Of course you can use some hot glue, but always be careful that it doesn't break. I have here some paint. This is just an example. You can choose anything you like. And of course my old saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. And what we're going to make for today, and at least I hope you are going to join me, we are going to make a bar card. And I never made a bar card on my channel, so we will see where this will bring, because we want to make it to give a look like a unique piece. So you see already we have 4 sets of 4 on the table, because we are going to make always first the wheels, because the wheels need to dry and we need to saw them out. And of course you can buy wheels which are already sawed for you, maybe in a store, but I have to make them my own. And of course you also can use a piece of thicker cardboard, what you label, or you can use a lid of a little jar. So do whatever you think it's right. I'm going to use my blocks and I'm going to make 4 blocks on the smallest line of the block. And I already make one big mess. I don't know why my glue is running so fast, but you see already he is going going really fast. Number 4 of number 3, and this is number 4. So we're going to roll them together, very easy. Make sure that everything stays in place. And at the ending, always make sure that you press it down on the sides again. Over here, we're going to clean it up, wipe away the glue, because we don't want that it is one big mess. And it's most of the time, it is always with me. Turn it over, clean up the back side and turn it over, and do this side also. Then you go back and you make a nice straight line. You do here the same. Do it fast, place it straight up, clean up your mat, and then turn it over and do the back side. And always go back to get a straight line. And you see already, I am already under the glue. This is also DIYing. If you are DIYing with me, everything is always a chaos and it's always under the glue. But doesn't matter. I hope you are a person who is more cleaned up than I am. And over here, we are going to wipe away the glue and clean up the back side. Go back and make sure that we, for all 4 of them, have a straight line. Give it a couple of minutes, not more. So now we get 4 loose blocks, because I want the wheels to have a little bit bigger. If you want to make a very small piece, you can make 3 of the smaller blocks together and then make a little wheel. But for me, they are a little bit too small. And what you also can do, because I was thinking about it, I have the bigger blocks. But of course, I know not everyone has the bigger blocks. So I was thinking to do 3 of the bigger blocks. Then you also have a bigger wheel. So if you have the bigger blocks, just use 3 bigger blocks and then make the wheels. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue on the smallest line, and I'm going to place it exactly in the middle on the top over here. Wipe away the glue and let it rest. You do some glue on this side, place it on the top, and again fill in the open gaps. You do here the same, place it on the top, and we do here also the same. And then we're going to let it dry in for at least 1.5 hours, because we need to saw it, and that needs to be dried up real fast, of real sturdy, I think it is. Yeah, at least I hope that it is. So I'm going to lay this apart. So now we're going to make the serving tray, and of course we have 2 rows of 12, and we're going to lay them flat on the table. We do some glue on the smallest line of the block, over here and over here. And we here in the Netherlands don't have a lot of bar cards, because I don't know, I know only from the early days my mother had one, but you don't see them very often here anymore. Also in the stores, they are not really common anymore, but I see them, a lot of people have them when I see videos of home tours and that kind of thing. So overseas there are a lot of people who use the bar cards and also decorate a lot with them. So but here in the Netherlands, it's not really a common thing anymore. Like I told you, my mother had one, but I don't even know where it is been, because it is really in my early days when I was young, and that's already a very long time ago. Because I'm already getting 57, yeah, 57 years old. So I have to always think that I have it used backwards then instead of Dutch, my age. So that's already a lot older, and it was already when I was young. So I don't even know where it did go. So, but I only know that my mother, when I was young, she had one. So I'm really looking forward how this one will turn out. So I'm going to clean it up and give it a couple of minutes rest. So now I place one on the side. I'm going to do some glue. And that's why we only wait a couple of minutes, because we need to fill in the open gaps. And this way. And you see already he is really small this way, but we're going to get it bigger. So, and again, we are going to make a second set of 2 with 12 blocks. And we do the same like we did with the first one. I have to look for, there's one time there's coming a lot of glue, the other time there is coming nothing. So I don't know what's wrong with my bottle, but I have some problems with my bottle lately. So I hope you have a better one than I have. So this way. And of course the bar card always has 2 layers, at least that's what I know. And this will be just a home decor bar card. You just make it a kind of, yeah, not really like a tray, but you can place it somewhere in your kitchen or maybe in your home. So this will not be a really big one. So again, we're going to squeeze them together again from the inside to the outside, and this way and over here. And I'm going to clean it up and wipe away the glue, and then we're going to let it rest for a couple of minutes. So we place one on the side again, and we do some small line of glue over here, place it together, fill in the open gaps, and again this way. And we're going to wipe away the glue, and we are going to let this one dry also for a little moment. So now this one has already rested for a little moment. What we're going to do, we're going to get 4 blocks, and we do again 4 blocks, loose blocks over here, and we are going to do some glue on the tops, and we do it over here, and we row them together. And number 3 and number 4 is the closure up. You do here the same, and over here and over here, and then we're going to make one piece out of it, and we're going to feel with the fingers so we have a nice straight line over here. And we're going to wipe away the glue and let it rest in for a couple of minutes. So we gave it a couple of minutes. We're going to place both of them on the side, one on this side and one on this side. We're going to do some glue on the smallest line. We do here the same over here, and we're just going to very easy place them on the sides over here and fill in the open gaps we have, and just squeeze it. And here the same, feel with your fingers that you have them also on this side in a straight line, and we're going to wipe away carefully the glue. And now we have it a little bit wider than our 2 rows, because I want to have to give it a little bit more volume. So again, we're going to let this dry in, and we're going to do the other one. So, and also for this one, we are going to do 2 rows of 4, and we do the top sides, and over here, we row them very gently together, because we don't want to have, at least we want to have them in a straight line. And number 2 and number 3. And again, we're going to squeeze them together this way over here. And if you are decorating with a bar card, or you have a bar card, let me know in the comments if a lot of people have a bar card like you have, because I know there are many people who have one, so I would love to know. And do you decorate it for the season, or do you only if you only have it for some bottles, or you are really going to decorate it with home decor, or I really don't know this. So let me know in the comments down below if you really have one. So again, we're going to squeeze them together and let them rest in for a couple of minutes. So of course, also on this side, we're going to place this one on the side, and he is not totally dry, but it doesn't matter if it breaks as long as it just glues to your piece. Over here, we're going to take it over. You saw already, he is still not dried in. Just squeeze them together and it works fine. So again, we have now number 2 already of our little trays for inside. We're going to give this also a couple of minutes drying. So you see, now we already have a bigger number. We have 4 rows of 4. So 4 rows of 4, and we have 4 rows of 3. So again, we're going to glue them on the top side, the same like we did with the side of our tray. And we just roll them in one piece together, because this will be the border around our trays, because you want to give it a little bit of a high-end look. At least I do. You can make it any way you like. If you like something else better, it's totally fine too. This is just an inspiration. You don't have to do what I do. And again, this one and number 4. And now we're going to do the 4 pieces of 3. And also you roll them together over here. This is number 2. And you do a number 3. And the last. And also 3 again. And we're going to roll them. Very easy, squeeze them together. It's a lot of rolling together and squeezing together. But of course, most important is not what I say, but is just the ending and the result when you have your bar card. That's the most important, because I sometimes rambling about because I always talk in my DIYs, but I always take you along step by step. I'm going to squeeze and of course wipe away the glue, and then we're going to let it rest for at least a couple of minutes. So now we have 2 sets for each tray, and I'm going to get one of my trays. What I'm going to do, of course, is very easy. We're going to do some longest line. Of course, I'm going to do this aside. I'm going to do some glue on the underside of my block over here, and I place it straight up against here. Fill in over here, and I'm going to do this one on this side. Do a little bit of glue on the underside, because he only needs to glue on the underside, and place it straight up against here. Squeeze it on the underside, not on the top side of course, or else he will go this way. And now we're going to do some glue on this side and on the underline and to the top. You make a kind of you see this way, and then you can easily place it straight up and place it against here and over here. We do here the same. We do some glue on this side. We're going to go to the underline and then to the top. And we place this one on this side and fill in also over here. And give it some pressure gently, because everything needs to fit together. And now we're going to let this rest for a couple of minutes. So, and if everything is correctly, you still have 1 set left over for this side and for this side, and you do here the same. Some glue on the underline over here, place it straight up, and you do here the same. Some glue on the underline, and you place it straight up, and here you're going to make a line on the shortest one on the underside and to the top, and then again you're going to place them straight up, fill it in, and the last And then we have our 2 trays we will use for the bar card finished. Oh, you see already I'm with my fingers. And we're going to gently fill in the open gaps. And we're going to give this also a couple of minutes drying. Now we're going to get one of the trays. We're going to turn it upside down. And like I told you, I never made one. So I'm just going to do something. I have here already the shape, which will be a wheel later. We made that as the first. What we're going to do, we are going to place this one on top just as a measurement. He has to be smooth on this side and he has to be straight on this side with this ending. So over here, so I can show it to you also on this side. So he has to be smooth here and here. And then we're going to do, place it over here or else I can't see mine. I'm going to get a loose block over here, do some glue on it. And I'm going to place it in the middle over here and I'm going to press it down. And I'm going to remove this one and now I know that I want to have my little block over here. So we do here the same, we use it as a measurement, feel with the fingers, over here. We do some glue on our block and we place this on the inside, in the middle, give it some pressure, over here, and then we're going to let it stay in place here. We do here this on this side also. Do some glue on a loose block on the top side. You're going to place it in the middle. I'm just going to look where I want to have it because I can't see it right now, but you can see it. And I'm going to squeeze it down, remove my piece and do it over here, the last one. As this will be a kind of a little bit extra hold on for my wheels later, because or else my wheels are falling on the outside and that's not what we want. So I'm going to place it over here, place this one, squeeze this down, remove this one, and I'm going to remove the glue, place it down, and I'm going to let this dry in for at least an half hour. So, and if you want to know that you have a straight line, of course, place your other tray against here and look for if you have it in a straight line, or else you still can redo it a little, do the one a little bit to the front or some, this one move a little around. So you get a nice straight line, and you do this also on the other side to make sure that you have both of them. You see, because you see already mine is a little offline, so I need to go a little to this side and place it over here. And so you always know that the wheels will be in a straight line. So now we have our 4 legs under our piece. You see already he is now drying over here. Now we're going to have 4 sets of 2. So 4 sets of 2, and we're going to do the little poles in between tray number 1 and number 2. So we're going to roll them together over here, and of course you can do this as high as you like, but for me 2 is more than enough. And again, squeeze them, and we're going to wipe away the glue and let them rest in for at least 10 minutes. So I place my 4 pieces straight up because they needed to dry better. So I'm going to place my tray with the legs on top of here very gently. What we're going to do, we do some glue on the underside, and we place it also a little on the back side and corner, so we can easily fill it in over here. So this is already 1. You do here the same, you do some on the underside. Of course you're going to look to the back side and a little on this side, and then you can easily fill in this corner. You go over here, you do some on the underside, back side and this side, and you fill in very easy this corner. And now we're going to do the last over here, the underside, and a little on this side, and again place it on this corner on the inside. And now we're going to let it dry in for at least Now I think 10 minutes is more than enough, because then we still can redo it, because if it doesn't fit nicely on top of the second tray, you can easily work a little bit with it. If you wait too long, you can do nothing. So I did wait 10 minutes. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do it very easy. I'm doing some glue on the top side, over here, and over here, and over here. Now I'm going to get my second tray, place it upside down, and of course we're going to place it over here. And now we're going to look for that we have it where we want to have it, and we're going to place it exactly in the middle. Give it some time, take your time for it, that you can feel that it is exactly on the place you want to have it. Then you're going to let it dry in for a half hour. So, and if everything is correctly, you have now the same like I have. You have this part. We're going to place it aside. What we're going to do, we're going to get one of three this way, and we get 2 sets of loose blocks. So we're going to do first the one of three. We just glue them together, and of course make a straight line, and we're going to wipe away the glue, turn it over, and of course do the back side and let it dry in. And you see already, I'm already stuck to my own blocks, so I'm going to let it dry over here. What we're going to do with this one, we're just going to glue some on the top of our piece this way, and we're going to place it over here in the corner. Just make a corner out of it. We do here the same, place it on the side, and we do some glue on the top side, and we place it over here. And we're going to give it, both of them, at least 15 minutes drying. So now we're going to get our 3 part, and of course you can choose to saw it and do it in between, but I'm going to do it that it's still sticking out a little. So we have our 3 piece, we place it on the smallest side. We get a loose block, we place it over here because we need to be this side out of the line. So we place this one over here. We do some glue over here on this one, but we have to do it on the one which is going over this block. You have this block, this one is going over this block. So you do some glue on here, place it on here, and make sure, of course I have to look it this way or else I can't see it, and I show it to you in a moment a little better. So this will be over here, and I'm going to squeeze it on the underside. I do here the same, place this block over here, do with some glue on the piece which is sticking over this one. You see here, this one is down, this one is going over. So we do some glue on this one, and we're going to place it over here, and we're going to do this one over here. Make sure that this one is also in between this piece. You just use it as a measurement, and then you're going to remove them, and you're going to let this dry in. So now we are going to let our handle dry on this side because it needs a little while to dry. I'm going to get one of the rounds of at least what will be around. I have here a little spray paint bottle, and of course just look around in your stash what you can use which is filling nicely inside of here. You'll probably find something simple, and again just go get your marker and just go simply go around, and then you go to your saw, jigsaw, what you saw, handsaw. Maybe you can let someone saw it, and you can even use a piece of thicker cardboard. If you just do 2 layers on top of each other, then you don't even have to saw. So I'm going to make all my 4 rounds. I'm going to cut them, and then we're going to paint everything. So if everything is correctly, you have now your card, you have your 4 wheels, and you have your handle which will be on top. And of course you can do some little half blocks in this corner and this corner also, and just make a little railing around it. But I don't choose it because I like to decorate, and I don't want to be limited with what I can have on top of under here. So but you can choose anything you like. You can decorate as crazy as you like. This is just a simple, very easy, simple base for a bar card of bar card, if I'm correctly. So I'm going to paint the pieces. This one will be in black, the wheels will be in black, and of course my card will be in the white color. And I use some acrylic paint because then the wood is still coming through a little. So I did the card like I told you in the white color, and I'm going to do a little bit of the dark gray black color. I'm going to do the wheels and the handle, but of course you can do all of them in the same color, and maybe you can spray paint it in gold, silver, just do whatever you think is right. So now we have everything painted. We are going to get, of course, our little card. We're going to place it upside down. We're going to get our wood glue, and we're just going to glue, very simple, our wheels. So we do some glue on both of the sides. So on this side, over here, oh, of course I have to go for this one. Do a little glue over here and a little on the bottom. You do a little here and you do a little on this side. You turn it over and you do it, of course, also on this side. And a little on the bottom and here. A little and a little over here. And now you're going to let this dry in for a couple of, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. And then you just simply place your wheel against it. So you see already, I did already 2 wheels on top of here. And now we're going to place this one. I have to look for which side I think is the best. And we just place it in front of here. And we're going to give it some pressure. And again, keep it in place for a little moment and just make sure that everything is a little bit on the same side you have over here. Always when you glue, if your paint is not totally dry yet, because black is a really hard color. So make sure that you have your fingers every time you clean up and you have clean surface to work with. And then you can do the other one. And of course we have to go on this side. I have to look for where I want to have it and over here and place it in the middle. And again, we're going to squeeze it and we're going to let this dry in also, all 4 of them. So now the wheels are on. We only need to do our handle, and you can do it any way you like because I just gave you an example and this is very simple. You do some glue in the corner. Oh, you see already, of course you have to take your lid off or else it doesn't work. I can promise you that. That it has to be a little on the corner over here. And you do also a little on the corner over here. And you just let it fall in place. Very easy. You just take it in the corner, take it in this corner. And then you're going to let it dry in for a little more. Of course, I keep it in place for a little moment. But you see in a moment a quick impression. And yes, here you see a quick impression of my Tumbling Tile Blocks bar card, and I'm so happy how this one turned out because now I have a little display extra to decorate with my drifted items. I hope you give this all a try, and everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw also. And if you do and you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Everyone have an amazing day and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye.